world to be here, but I know there are 0 people in this room that are here to see me. 0. The only person that wants to see me is my mom, and she's watching it on live stream. So hello, Mom. Oh, that's so sweet, thank you, that's so nice. But
that cover art gives me goosebumps.
Our host of the panel, he is a prolific voice actor. He's done a ton of video games, he's done a ton of projects. You probably all know him, he's amazing. He also is the host of a very popular show called Critical Role. Yeah, he's amazing. Let's all bring out, give a round of applause, to Matt Mercer!
Oh, hey, it's you, Skate! And Faye Long, and Leon Kennedy.
What is up, New York ComicCon? I am so excited to be here to help bring in and host this Final Fantasy VII Rebirth panel. This game, and this series of new games, but the original as well, are so important to me. It's one of the most formative video games in my youth that have informed me as a human being, my nerddom, and put me here before you today. So, I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for having me. We love you, Matt! I love you guys too! But sincerely, this is a special celebration. I'm excited to be part of it here with you. And, well, there are a ton of extremely iconic characters in this game. Probably some of the most iconic in video game history. And we have here with us today. So to that point, are y'all ready to meet the cast of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
Yes!
Are you ready to hear from the cast of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
Yeah!
That's more like it. Alrighty. Kicking this off here, we have the spiky-haired, first-class soldier himself, the voice of Cloud Strife, Cody Christian!
Yeah! He's here! Woo!
Following up here, we have Dad of the Century and leader of the Fantastic Group Avalanche, the voice of Bear Wallace, John Eric Bentley!
Yes! That is so cool.
Coming up next, we have his right-hand gal, purveyor of the Seventh Heaven Bar. You love her, the voice of Tifa Lockhart, Britt.
Yeah! The premium fighter. Of course, she's sitting next to Cody.
Next up, we have the delightful,
Oh, no, wait, no, next up.
quadrupedal, fire-tailed, wise old beast, the voice of Red 13, Max Middleman!
Yeah! Last but not least.
Finally, the star of Final Fantasy VII Remake, Intrograde, returning as a playable character in Rebirth. Keep an eye on your interior, might lose it real fast.
Yeah.
Yuffie Kisaragi, Susie,
She's running. She's so in the character right now.
Fantastic. Thank you all so much for joining us. Super excited. While we have you here, why don't we go down the line here, have you each kind of introduce yourself with a little maybe seldom known little fact about yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Cody Christian. I voice Cloud Strife. It is so amazing to be here and to be able to present this game with so many talented people. And this is honestly the first time I've had the chance to publicly do it, so fun fact.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody!
Yeah!
Hey everybody, I am John Eric Bentley, and I get to play one of the most iconic characters in my life, Barrett. And what's nice about me is that I am thrilled able to be in New York City the last time I was here. It was some crazy circumstances, so to be back here in front of so many cool fans is awesome.
Hi guys, I'm Britt Barron, the voice of Tifa. I have prepared a more embarrassing fun fact, so I'm a little stunned by your lack of sharing information. But this is a small group, so it'll stay between us, I'm sure, right?
Let me guess. Cloud and Tifa in the high wind.
I still sleep with my baby blanket, and
Aww.
But that'll stay here, right? In this room.
Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Max Middleman, the red voice of Red 13, the red voice of 13.
Also Ryuji from Persona 5.
Fun fact about me, I am a published scientific journalist for my work in 2007 on the Drosophila Genome Project.
Really?
It makes me sound like a mad scientist. In reality, I just pulled apart little fruit flies under a microscope. That's all I did. It was disgusting work, and I'm proud of it. Very proud of it. Me and the other 250 people who did it as well, so.
Now look at you, now you're a lab rat dog.
And now I'm a lab rat.
Hi everyone, I am Susie Young and I voice the single white rose of Wutai, the one and only Yuffie!
Yeah!
Fun fact, I was here at New York ComicCon last year for a premiere of the show called Chainsaw Man. And now I'm here again, surprisingly, with this amazing, beautiful cast, and I'm so excited to be here. So thank you so much.
So happy to have you all here. But there is also someone else who wants to say hi, even though they couldn't join us here. If we go ahead and start the video, if you don't mind.
Oh.
Hello, New York ComicCon!
Ah, the voice actor of Aerith. Oh my god.
To celebrate Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm Brianna White. I'm the English voice actress of Aerith in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I so wish I could be there to celebrate with you all today. But I hope you're having an amazing time. I've been told to give a short intro about myself with a few little fun facts. So the first is that I've been a gamer pretty much my whole life. I can remember when I was 3 years old, I would sit on my mom's lap and play King's Quest with her. So lending my voice to Aerith is the absolute and complete highlight of my life. Another little silly thing about me that you may not know is that I love pickles. I'm obsessed with them, they're my favorite food. And I was once given a blind taste test of all the 3 major brands, and I nailed it. So I'm a self-proclaimed aficionado. That's a little bit about me. I wish I could be there with you all today, but please enjoy this panel. Have the best time.
You know, actually, so I don't feel so left out, I guess I'll intro myself as well. My name is Matthew Mercer.
Ryuji and Yusuke, I just realized it.
A little known fact, some of you may or may not know, I did some background voices actually in Final Fantasy VII Remake, which was a huge honor. A number of characters, including one that was named in the script, I think Vigo, is like a wall market thug, saying phrases in the background, so that's kind
I
of...
remember that guy.
Yeah. No, you're the only one.
They probably killed him with the buster sword.
Oh!
Probably had it coming. Actually, while I'm on that topic, let me also address some of these rumors on social media that I've seen out there.
Oh.
Some people have been making certain preconceived notions. I guess I'll go ahead and clear the air here. I am in the cast of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I will not be returning as Vigo, the Walmart thug. I am happy to make it official that I am the voice of Vincent Valentine.
What? Yo! Oh snap! Oh snap! No way! Yo! What? Yo, let's go! Yo, Barrett's hyped as hell. Yo, that's amazing.
Let's go! Oh, it feels so good to get back.
Woo!
I know!
Happy birthday, Vincent! Oh, you did the voice.
Man, I can't even express it. I need a full panel on its own to express how excited I am to be amongst all of this incredible group of people, be part of a game and a character that means so much to me. I had the opportunity when I found this out to reach out to my dear friend Steve Bloom, who I played him in previous games.
Yeah. That's gonna be a challenge, though. I think he'll do a good job.
Into this, and he was super excited and said, "There's nobody else I'd rather have to do it." And so this is a shout out to you, Steve, carrying that love into this project. And thank you all so much for being so welcoming, for making this little nerd boy's dream come true.
Woo!
Enough about me. We're now going to go ahead and get this panel properly started. We're going to have a quick overview of what we're going to go over here for this event. We're going to begin with just a conversation about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and all of your roles in it, your experiences. Then we're going to go into some social media, gather questions from all of you folks in the community, get your fantastic, well thought out, I'm sure entirely prepared answers. I'm going to catch you all off guard. It's going to be real embarrassing. I'm super excited for you. And then we have a mystery surprise at the end of this panel. So I guess we'll just have to hold on and see where that takes us. But that being the case, let's go ahead and kick off the panel discussion here with the rest of you fine folks. First off, I think this is a very important question. I think it's really on everyone's mind. How do y'all feel about Red 13 riding on a trophy? I'm gonna go to Matt's first next. I'm like, please, emotionally, psychologically, how does this sit with you?
It was really touching when I first saw the images of Red riding the chocobo. I didn't know when I was recording it, but I think when Susie actually sent me a screenshot for the first time, I shed a tear, and I couldn't have been prouder. I'm sorry. No, when Susie sent me the screenshot, my reaction was, ah! I had no idea that they were going to have Red riding a chocobo, and it's everything. I think the fans have been waiting 26 years for this moment right here. And this is probably the crowning achievement of my entire career, so yeah.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Hope to see how well he dances on the ship to Costa del Sol as well.
Can't wait.
Ooh, that's gonna be great.
How about the rest of you? You were psychologically scarred? I mean, hope.
How the hell is Red gonna ride on a chocobo? What's he gonna do with his tail? And is the tail gonna light feathers on fire? That's all. Have you thought about that?
You see right there, he's keeping it away, he's careful. He's careful.
You ever see his little tail? Looks like they put a little tape on it or something.
It's like a nitro boost.
I'm not letting you close to my tail.
Well, now that we've broken the case open with these deep-seated emergent questions, this is for all the group here. We'll start over here with you, Cody. How did you prepare for your roles in Rebirth? Like both the experience and remake, but then also going into this whole new chapter where literally the world opens up before you and we get to explore more of them and their friendships. Like, what was your mentality going into it, and how did you really embrace this sequel?
Well, first and foremost, I'll go back to just prepping the remake, the first game. A lot of research, a lot of research. I had been familiar with Final Fantasy before. My brother was a super fan, so when I was able to break the news to him and share what was going on, he was bouncing through the walls, which is a very special moment. But he was the one that pointed me in the right direction and kind of really shared with me the importance of this game and the connection that the fan base has with it and the characters and how everything is so well thought out and honestly beautifully written. So I just dug deep, man, and I got sucked in and got very addicted, and it was a combination of both, I would say, passion and excitement, and also, fear. There was a lot of expectation, and there was a lot of pressure riding on this game, and more so, I think, me putting it on myself simply because I know what this means. I understand the significance to the fan base that has grown up around it. The first game was a lot of hard work and a lot of focus. When it came out and we saw the reaction and people didn't start rioting, I was able to finally take a exhale, and begin to enjoy the moment. And I say that, and it's important because it really gave me the confidence to explore these avenues of storytelling that we go through with Cloud in Rebirth. So it finally put me in this place where I was enjoying the process. I felt like I belonged, and it gave me so much confidence in being able to perform. And I think we have a lot of really cool, juicy stuff in store for you guys, and you're gonna really, really love it.
I do not want to know how part 2 ends. I'm nervous.
You nailed it. Moving on. Love it.
For me, it was really, really, really awesome. I got to play the game in '97 when it came out. My first RPG. I was excited. I'm like, wow, an RPG with a black character, and he's a leader. Oh, he's running avalanche. Oh, this is great. Why is he shaking? Because he's mad all the time. Okay, this is great.
Wow.
This is awesome. So the history of it was really cool to me. Played it, finished it back in the day. And as far as the process, as far as getting into the character, a lot of throw lozenges. It's very loud and very gruff, and a lot of the stuff is in his throat, his chest. But we had an excellent crew to help us with Justin, Kirk, our director, and our translators, Ben. I mean, we just had, it was a team. And then for me to actually say, hey, can I hear if someone did a line before that so I can hear what they did so I can make sure it's cohesive. It was really cool to be able to play off of Cloud, to be able to play off of Baby Girl Teeth and Marlene, and then finally with Yuffie, and then the banter between me and Red is just fun stuff, and of course Breezy. So it was a process that was welcomed. It was a challenge because we had to put the voice on top of what was already done in mocap, which was a really fun process. So that's me.
I think for me, it's just a lot of YouTube. So if anyone here has made YouTube videos about Final Fantasy VII, I've probably watched them. Because I needed a lot. I mean, I didn't play a ton of video games growing up, so I had a lot to catch up on stepping into this role. And I think for both games, I think what maybe is a surprise to some is that we really don't know much going into. Like, we don't get scripts ahead of time. I don't even know what I'm recording the day of. You kind of just show up and you're jumping from line to line in different scenes in different parts of the game. So it's really, as you go, working with your director, it's kind of a slow process because you're getting, context for every single line. And I don't know, is it just they don't trust us with information? But it is all top secret, even for us. So it's really a on-the-fly kind of job, which is fun. It's challenging.
But she crushed it.
Yeah.
So I always wanted a PlayStation growing up, and my parents refused to get me a PlayStation, and look where I am now.
Yeah.
My favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh, that's all right. 8, not bad. Yo, 8 needs some more love.
Important to me when I was a kid, but because I didn't have a PlayStation, I was never able to play 7. And so one of my favorite things about 8 is the music. Music has always been my favorite part of any game or film. And when I was in middle school, here's a fun fact. When I was in middle school, we have like Walkman Day. For those of you who don't know what a Walkman is, it was a CD player, and you could bring it on like a Friday and play your music in recess. And I would bring my Final Fantasy disc and play my Final Fantasy VIII music. But when I booked the role, I consulted 2 of my very closest friends who were the 2 leads of Final Fantasy 15. One of those, that's Ray Chase and Robbie Damon. And
Woo! Oh, wait, no, Ryuji Consulting,
is a bit of an expert in all things Final Fantasy, and because
Not
I
this,
hadn't
of
played
course.
this game, I had to consult and say, hey man, who is Red 13? Help! And he's like, oh, he's one of the OG characters, he's one of the greatest of all time. And then I did a bunch of research, and I've lost the question. Was it how do I get into character? I don't remember anymore.
No, you did it great.
Yes.
Zeke, a love you.
Yes. Anyway, but the point about the music was that is how I get into character. I play the music beforehand, and that's how I get into character.
Which, by the way, shout out to Amatsu-san, the amazing.
Unreal. Susie.
If we're gonna go back to the beginning.
Someone gets it.
Like you did. My first introduction to Final Fantasy and games in general was Final Fantasy X, which is Yeah, and I played it so much that my mom would see me playing on my PlayStation for hours and hours a day. And so any other game I would play, regardless if it was Final Fantasy or not, she'd be like, is that Final Fantasy? Are you playing Final Fantasy? I'd be playing Kingdom Hearts, and she's like, is that Final Fantasy?
I don't blame her.
So, and when I called her to tell her that, hey, guess what? I'm playing Final Fantasy. But how I actually got into it, she's just a really bratty sister. I always wanted an older sibling growing up. I'm an only child. So, I don't know, I guess I just channeled that brattiness I always had in me and manifested it into Yuffie. And she's just this wonderful being. And I remember first seeing her in Kingdom Hearts and Advent Children. And I was like, wow, she's a really cool character. I wonder who she is. And then so, I mean, the rest is history. And I got her, so.
Well, on the topic of recording, and also over here with you, Britt, if you want to jump in and try and make sure we're not doing the full live thing over here. Have there been any memorable, unique moments during the recording processes, whether it be bloopers, odd encounters, fun moments in the script that kind of just stuck in your mind?
Well, I do think our audio engineer, Justin, did a blooper reel for the second game.
There is one that exists.
The world will
I
never
don't
see
think it
it.
can be released.
Oh yeah, there are some sounds, definitely my stomach making certain noises at points. Tifa talks so quietly in a lot of those intimate moments, so I feel like the gain is so high. So anything I would do, he'd be like, but in terms of the second game, I did get to bring my dog to a recording, which was super fun. She was really well behaved, but she did snore and ruin a few takes. So that was our only stuff.
Hey, wake up!
Yeah, in terms of the second game, I mean, it's kind of hard because we're all alone. Like, I don't really get to see these guys, which is so strange unless we're doing events like this. But I hope in some worlds the blooper reel gets released for the second game. Because I want to hear yours, all of yours. Some swearing.
I'll tell you what one of mine is. Sometimes I warm up my voice in between takes just by going, and so Justin's recorded that and just at random times will play it for me throughout the session. And I have like jump scares every time. Susie, you got something.
I have something. Well, I mean, first of all, every session with Yuffie is an absolute delight. They put me in the evening sessions because she's so energetic and it keeps them awake.
The scene where she almost gets eaten by a fish or something, that came out just now.
Because I had a conversation with Max, and he was saying, like, he was telling me, oh man, like that one session that I had, like I had to do all these growls and like animalistic sounds that really tore up my throat. And you know, Kurt kept like egging me on. He was like, you can do it, you can do it. And then I was like, really? Because like a lot of Yuffie's lines are very elevated. And so I would just project like, she'd just be talking like really excitedly. And then every few lines, Kurt would be like, oh, are you okay? Do you need to take a break? Like, are you sure? We can take a break. Like, I know you've been, it just hurts your throat. Like,
Meanwhile, I'm going for like 2 hours, and Kirk is like, "Come on, man, can you do a little more for us? Can you push a little harder? It sounds like you're kind of slacking a little bit."
So he treated me like a delicate little flower.
You're gonna have a discussion with Kirk after this.
Cody, John, you guys got anything?
Yeah, I got something.
Go for it.
Okay.
It's from Remake. Are there any people out there who haven't played it yet? Sure.
They not dare raise their hand.
Okay.
Oh, two people.
I'm not gonna judge, I promise you, but I'm not
He's gonna judge.
further away.
It's on one hand.
There I saw like a few over
Other
here.
hand.
I'm promise you I won't
It's like
be
2 hands, no,
elaborating.
3 hands.
That's not me. I didn't hear that, but much love to you, baby.
No worries.
So there was a scene that was very unexpected that happened in President's office that I wasn't prepared for. And I'm watching it first because I'm like, let me watch the scene so I can get it down. And I didn't look at the lines. I'm going, there's a lot of grunts, so okay, I did. And I'm watching it happen. I'm going, oh no. Well, here goes my paycheck. And that threw me to a point where I was like, Kurt, Justin, I need to use the bathroom. And I look in the booth and Kurt's like, we didn't tell him that was coming. I'm like, yeah, I know where your car is, Kurt.
Oh!
That threw me, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
That was a really good Kirk impression, by the way.
I got Kirk and Justin.
That's great, man.
Sometimes I even get Cody with it, I'm not gonna.
I have a lot of funny things that happen in this game, in Rebirth. And I don't want to allude to too much because it does involve spoilers and things that occur within the game. But I will say this. There was a session that I had, and within the game, I feel like I'm safe to say this, something happens to Cloud, and let's say he just transforms into something outside of himself for a second. Yeah, and
too much, that's too much.
And I feel like I'm safe. And I had to do one of the craziest scenarios and speak a different language in many ways. And it was so funny that it took me probably 30, 40 minutes to get through this chunk of dialogue. And when you guys see what I'm saying played in the game, I feel like you're gonna laugh your ass off too.
If it's Spanish, I'll laugh.
It's ridiculous in the best way.
I'll actually give a quick anecdote too, because now I can, because I'm part of the cast now, which is fun. So when the audition came through for Vincent, it was like all of my energy went into this. I needed to do this. I think I asked for an internet spirit bomb on socials for it even. Like it was so important to me. And usually when you audition for things, you hear back often within a month or 3. This I didn't hear back for 9 months. And I just considered it the one that got away. Like every now and then I'd be driving and be like, so close. But some of the people in the production knew how much this meant to me, and they got me in to do some more background voices on Rebirth. I was like, hey, well, at least I get to be a part of this one too. Come into the session, they're like, we're gonna go ahead and put up a little camera. They just get sort of facial motion capture reference. I'm like, okay. And they had me read some lines. It was like Nibelheim Boy 3. It's like, all right, so here's a Japanese ref. He's very young, and it was like 12 years old. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. Like, just give it a shot. It's awful. I'm like super nervous, sweating in the booth. Like, why did they bring me in to embarrass me? And then suddenly the screen starts glitching out, and there are pop-ups happening all across the script. Like, what is going on? Like, sorry, we're having a tech issue. And the screen goes to black, and then the little text bubble comes up that says, or how about you play a different character? And then Vincent's hot shot comes in.
Wow.
Pranked me. Reveal it. And I will never let any of you see that video. It's super embarrassing. I'm
gonna ask Kirk for it.
I'll try to find it, guys. I got you.
Yeah, come on.
Cody, you'll airdrop to that to me? You'll airdrop that to me? Yeah, cool.
I should have said nothing. Actually, and for each of you, because each journey is different, I'm curious, what was each of your independent journey to getting into voice acting? And from your journey, what do you think is one little tip you could give to aspiring voice actors out there?
For me,
You're looking at me.
I don't know, man. I'll jump off on this one. So this is my first real introduction to voice acting. I did some of it when I was a kid, but it was so little and insignificant that I wouldn't even really consider it as past work. So I'd say this is my first real thing. I'm next to some like real professionals, and I'm humbled and grateful to be a part of it. Like veterans, really. I've learned so much from day one to where I'm sitting now. So as far as getting into it, I feel like others have so much more insight, but I will say this is that voice acting, I've been doing on-camera stuff, film and TV. Voice acting has opened a whole new world of storytelling for me, and anybody that feels that itch of wanting to tell a story and wanting to connect through this format of art, I think voice acting is so worth pursuing. And I'll let the others who have actual insight and information maybe point you in the right direction. But I'm just so happy to be here and be a part of it. And again, I'll reiterate, I've learned so much from everybody, like for real. And I'm just humbled to be here. So I'm gonna let them handle it.
I met Cody and John for the first time yesterday, and I'm so happy I finally got to meet these guys. But I told Cody this, playing through the game and listening to his performance, I would not in a million years have guessed that this was his first voice acting gig. Not in a million years. Woo! It sounds so natural, so good, so multi-dimensional as the character. I absolutely love his performance. So you rocked it, man. Really rocked it. For me, my journey getting into it, every day for like 10 years, I would pray to my shrine of Matthew Mercer at home. Please, God Mercer, please. No, actually, so I was a pre-med student for 4 years, and then I switched to theater, and I was about to drop out of college. I called my parents. They were like, just change your major, stupid. And so I did, and I got my theater degree around the same time I got a voiceover agent. It happened to be the same agent as, well, I'll say this. For about 2 weeks, I went into the agency, and I was extremely nervous. I felt very out of place, like I shouldn't be there. And nobody said hi to me in 2 weeks. And there were like, I don't know, 50, 100 people who went through that office. Until one day, this gentleman sitting on the couch next to me said, "Hey, you're new here. I'm Matt. What's your name?" And that's this guy right here. Who was the first person to welcome me. And I've never forgotten that.
So Yusuke helped Ryuji. All right, makes sense.
Much to me. As far as tips, I would say voice acting is acting. So take acting classes. For me, my biggest tip is this was what helped me the most was mimic everything. Everyone, every character, everyone you know, come up with different characters, different voices. That's how you develop your repertoire of voices, is you've just gotta like try stuff. One of my voices that I do often, I won't say which one of my voices came from a VII star back in the day. And just from me trying to mimic whatever he was doing. And now I use that for like a bunch of stuff. So yeah, start mimicking stuff.
How about you, Susie?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, that was so emotional. I'm still recovering. Well, I never really had any acting background or any background in the entertainment industry. I was working at a 9-to-5 job. But then I had been working there for a while and I wasn't really feeling it. So, but the company started to let go of entire departments, and mine included. And it just so happened that at the time my friend was visiting PAX East for some conference. We hadn't seen each other in like 10 years. And he was like, I remember you really like video games and anime and stuff. Like, I'm helping to run a studio. Would you like to audition for something? Just, for the heck of it. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So I got into that project, so I had to fly back and forth to Dallas to record it. And then at the time, once I finished it, as soon as I finished it, I was actually at the airport, and then I got a call from the CEO being like, "I'm sorry, you gotta go. You're fired." Which was fine. I was already kind of out the door anyway. But fast forward, I was like, you know what? I could either go back to a 9-to-5 job and feel kind of the same, or try out this voice acting thing that was really fun. It was a really fun experience for me. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I'm not employed right now, so I might as well give it a shot. So I did, and then as soon as I made that decision, COVID hit. So that was great timing, but long story short, my roommates at the time decided to move to LA, and I had to make a second decision if I was gonna move forward with that again, because LA is quite expensive, and I didn't really have a backup plan. So I was debating really hard back and forth, like, should I do this? Should I keep going? And I was really, really scared about the consequences, but I gave myself 6 months to succeed, to just do anything and maybe pick up from there. And the day after I arrived to LA was the day I received the audition for VII from Final Fantasy.
Wow.
It literally changed my life. Like, without VII, I probably would not be here. Like, in voice acting, period.
Was it 9 months like that? That you, from audition to booking?
I think they were on a deadline, so I think maybe 3 months max. But
They gave you a special 9-month
They
treatment.
did. Well, they knew apparently very quickly, but they were just sitting on it.
That was break number
They
2.
wanted to torture you.
They said they're waiting for the lines to be ready, or they wanted to torture me.
I think mine was like I auditioned and then like same day I got the call.
Well, you know.
Ah.
Joking. But it was so late in the process. It was like everybody had already booked their characters, and then like towards the last 3-4 months of recording, I auditioned, and so they actually did have to like get me in very quickly to record the ending of the game.
Yeah, because you rounded out the entire game.
Yeah.
How about you, John?
Oh, well, dang it, I've listened to the stories and going, wow. For me, when I was in college, I played football. And, you know, I went to theater, I got a scholarship to play football, then wound up getting another scholarship to go for my master's, and wanted a master's in theater. So, you know, I went to school for theater, but the football mentality was still like, well, you know, I'm gonna go to class, but I'm gonna go to the club, because that's what we do. And I would go to the club, and we decided not this is somebody. I wouldn't just go to the club to go dance. I would go to the club, sit in the balcony, because I went to this guy's club who I adore and love, and basically came to Minneapolis to play ball to meet this kid, Prince. And I would go to his club, and got to meet him and everybody else, wound up dating a dancer, all this kind of stuff. It was fun. It was a fun ride, right? But I would sit up in the balcony, I would watch people, you know, order a drink, or they would dance and this. And I would go to the club with my friends, my teammates or whatever, and I would say, look, this is how they sound, and I'm gonna do their voices. And I would do their voices and da-da-da-da, and then all of a sudden I found out there's teammates behind me, and then other people behind me, they go, hey, man, do it again, what about them? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I think they sound like this. And then one of my frat brothers who played basketball, one of them to go to the NBA, two of them, Walter Bond and Willie Burton. They're like, you know you can do this for a living. I'm like, what? Like, you can do this for a living. I'm like, So I booked my first job in college. My professors got all upset. Not gonna mention their names. But
Yeah.
I booked this job and I had to play off of a fake cartoon. So they would put up a cardboard thing on the desk and I was supposed to be the artist that created it. Did that job and was like, this is awesome. I'm okay, this is fun. And then I wound up coming out here and we got the thing and I'm like, this is great. So it's fun and it's been like that ever since '97. But I will say this, as far as advice, you're right, take a chance. Take a chance on you. You're right, do everything, mimic everything, get in front of a mirror, find different characters. What do you think they sound like? Some of your favorite characters are anime, am I right?
Yeah.
How would you do that character not knowing what the voice has already been cast as?
Oh.
Get in your head. And I'm gonna do this because, and I didn't want to do this, but I'm gonna do it. This is one of the most humblest dudes in the world. But you gotta understand his work ethic. If you don't have a work ethic, you can have a drive, you can have as much drive as you want, but drive will sometimes make you do things that you don't want to compromise who you are in being, okay? But if you have a work ethic, and a drive, and a creative flow, and a desire to do this, and a deadline, I'm gonna give myself this much time to do it. If you got a plan, go for it. I encourage you to go for it. There's so many different ways to do this. Voice 1, 2, 3. Hey, can I sit in the studio and watch? How does he sound when he does this? How does he sound when he does this? Go for it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. Go for it. And come up with these voices and have fun in doing it. Pursue it. I'm not saying quit your day jobs. This beginning is like, oh, I got $2.
Oh, God.
Go for it and do it on the side and have fun doing it. And I encourage you to do it because we need more creatives. Everybody in this room came up for a reason. We're fanboys and fangirls. You know the process. You know what it's like. All you gotta do is figure out where you get in. All right? So I encourage you, go for it. Hope you work with
Woo! Community Q&A. Oh, God. Here come the fanship questions.
Community Q&A with the questions that were asked here. We're going to lightning round this one before we get to our surprise at the end of the panel. So to start with this, let's say, Britt, since you're up next anyway, what is it that you like the most about Tifa Lockhart as a character?
I mean, Tifa's truly incredible. I think that she's so dynamic, and I think my favorite part about her is her moral compass. No offense, Vera, but I think that Tifa she's gone through so much trauma, and she is motivated by revenge and anger, which I think we all can identify with, but she still, despite that, is always the one to kind of step back and think first and question her morals and ethics in terms of what they're doing. And I love that about her, and I think that she puts her friends first. She's so caring. I think a therapist would tell her she needs to create some boundaries, and but I do love that about her, and I think voicing her is it's really the role of a lifetime, because I get to play these really intimate, emotional moments with Cloud, but then she's doing these like crazy, badass, heightened, high stakes, screaming and fighting, and it's really the role of a lifetime. So I'm really so grateful.
We'll do a quick lightning round on this next question down the road, starting with, I'll start with you, Kim. I know, we're mixing it up. Do you have a warm-up routine before recording?
Oh yeah, that's an easy one. Just a whole pack of cigarettes, a couple shots of whiskey. That's a joke. Please don't take
Seven
it
Heaven Bar.
a lot of la's and a lot of vocal exercises. Drink some hot tea, and
He's right. He's right. Yeah, some hot tea, I agree.
Same thing. A lot of hot tea, a lot of throat lozenges before and after, and go in and think like a dad, think like a leader, and think with, love for the planet.
Yeah.
A lot of vocal exercises. I learned early high school theater that I'm still doing in the car. Lots of what did you do today? And I think distinctly. A lot of tongue twisters so that your mouth is warm. People next to me in traffic are probably like, what the?
I get on all fours, I howl at the moon. And then as I'm driving to the studio, I sing so loudly in the car.
I asked the studio to schedule me in the afternoons, past 2 p.m. after I'm awake.
Good for you. Singing, I have playlists for different character vocal timbres, and so if it's a very smooth, high voice for the younger character, I'll sing in that realm and kind of get myself in the mood. If it's a deeper, guttural, bestial thing, then it's all death metal.
That's Vincent.
Question for Cody. Just listening to your voice work, you were able to express Cloud's personality in a way we've never really seen before. What side of Cloud do you enjoy voicing the most?
I think Cloud is such a goofball. And that's something that I love about it, the duality and the emotional depth that he has. I don't think anybody is one thing all the time. There's an internal conflict going on with Cloud of this resisting, this innocence and this warmness that he has and tenderness that he has. And then it's constantly fighting with, him being guarded and him being stoic and him dealing with all the past traumas that he's dealt with. But my favorite part about it is when he can be kind of goofy, kind of corny, and we see that side of him. Also the vulnerability. I think there's a beautiful, vulnerable side of Cloud that didn't get to come out a whole lot in the first game, but we definitely explore it here in the second one. And I think people are gonna like it.
Ooh. That should be interesting.
And I think it's time for us to get to a mystery event here for the panel. Fun little surprise. I hope you're all excited about it.
Woo! Yes, yes.
From Japan,
Oh,
we have a very special guest.
what?
Please bring to the stage Naoki Hamaguchi, the director.
Oh! What? Yo, they actually brought him in here. Oh my god. Woo! Yo, this is a treat for all the Final Fantasy fans here tonight. Oh my god, wow. Woo!
Thank you so much for being here. It's a huge honor for all of us to have you. We're so excited for the work you're doing on this project. Unfortunately, producer Katase-san could not be here today, but we do have a special video message from him for all of you, directly from Japan. If we can go ahead and play that for us.
皆さんこんにちは。プロデューサーの北瀬です。本作を彩る素晴らしい声優さんたちによるパネルをお楽しみいただけているでしょうか。本来ならば浜口と一緒にニューヨークにお伺いする予定だったのですが、行けずに残念でなりません。皆さんと一緒にパネルを楽しむことができないのですが、実は日本から映像で楽しみたいと思っています。ファイナルファンタジー7リバースはミッドから脱出して、いよいよ広大なワールドマップの探索へと繰り出します。心に残るキャラクターたちと共に忘れられない体験を皆さんに提供したいと思いますので、お楽しみください。それでは皆さんパネルを引き続きお楽しみください。ありがとうございました。
Oh man, I would have flipped out the actual came.
Now, to you, Hamaguchi, we talked about this earlier, our opinions, our reactions, but now we get to go directly to the source. What was your internal development process in getting Red 13 onto a chocobo? What was it that inspired you and got you to that final finish line?
はい、先ほども少しお話ししましたが、とてもお聞きしたいことがあります。レッド13についてですが、どのようにチョコボに乗るか、今回チームはどのように決めたのでしょうか。そしてその会話はどのようなものだったのでしょうか。
レッド13をどう載せるかっていうのは確かにチームでもディスカッションしていました。で、担当のデザイナーが実際に載せたデータを作ってきたらですね、非常に可愛くてですね、これはぜひ採用したいなと思って、クリエイティブディレクターの野村にも確認したら即 OK で、このようになりました。もう一個は、あと今回のチョコボって空を飛ぶチョコボもいるんですけど、そうするとレッドさんって空飛べないじゃないですか。尻尾ぐるぐる回してヘリコプターに飛ぶわけにもいかないんで、なので今回はこのようにしたんですけど、どうですかね、それで。
So there was a bit of a debate among the team about this topic. So one of the designers had gone ahead and created a file of Red 13 riding a chocobo, and this was just so adorable that we just had to take it to our creative director, Nomura-san, and he reviewed it and just immediately said yes. We actually also have flying chocobos too, but I don't know if everyone wants to see Red 13 flying around the sky with his tail spinning around like a helicopter.
Woo!
That's amazing. Now, actually, I'm gonna kind of jump in here and do a question selfishly for me regarding Vincent.
Yeah, come on.
Now, the original game, he was an optional character technically. But like you recruited him, right? I recruited him. We all recruited him. Why was he optional to begin with?
Because he was added late into the development. Short answer.
当時私もまさに一ユーザーだったので原則はなぜか私もわからないんですけど今作のリバースではヴィンセントに関しては必須キャラにしています。なぜだかまたわかりますか？
So, I actually have the same question. I was a player at the time the original title came out, so I'd like to know why too. But I can say that for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, he is going to join your team no matter what.
Yeah! Alright, that's right, man. Let's go.
I'm sure that you know why we had to do that, right, Matt?
I'm very thankful. Actually, and to that point, just while I got you in the hot seat, there's too much power here, and I'm enjoying it. If you, the director of this project, had to choose between recruiting Yuffie or Vincent,
Oh!
which would you pick?
今回ディレクターとしてヴ
Uh-oh.
ィンセントかユーフィーどちらかの仲間にできるとしたらどちらを選びますか？
いや、スージーのイフィもヴィンセントとマットも両方とも大好きだし、やっぱ2人いるのにちょっと選ばせるのはちょっと若干残酷じゃないですか。私2人にかかわらず全キャラクター皆さん含めても大好きです。I love it です。
I mean, with Susie as Yuffie right here and you, Matt, as Vincent right here, I really cannot answer this question.
That's a cop-out.
I really love all of the characters that are involved in FF7, along with those two, so that's my answer.
How very politically you.
I'll just have to fight you for it in the game.
Try me.
Yeah!
Bring it on, old man.
Woo! Yes! Yeah! Oh my god! Oh, Cloud comforting Vincent.
Everyone needs a good nap every now and then. And this I'm here, I'm asking another personal question. So, Kitase-san, who has been the director of so many incredible games, Final Fantasy VI, VII, Chrono Trigger. You grew up with a lot of these games too, if I recall, and inspired you to become a game developer. What is it like to now technically be his boss?
北瀬さんは今まで数々の作品に関わっており、ご自身にとてもインスピレーションを与えている人だとお聞きしており、今彼にとって浜口さんはちょっと上司的な関係になっているかと思いますが、それはどのような感じでしょうか？
そうです。本当に彼がディレクションしたゲームっていうのを私は子供の頃にプレイして、やっぱその影響を受けて私も自身もゲームのクリエイターになってもう今この場にいると思っているので、本当に彼自身をものすごく私の中でリスペクトしてます。ただそれと同時に今はやっぱり同じ作品を作る同士なので、やっぱ時には私が厳しいことも言うし、彼も厳しいことを言うようなそういう仲ですかね。
Yes, so the works directed by Kitase-san definitely had this major impact on me back when I was playing these games in junior high school. So I deeply respect him very much in this way. And now here we are, being creators and colleagues at the Strap of creating. And with that, sometimes I'll say some harsh things to him, and he'll say some harsh things back at me. Looking back at it all, I really think it was quite fateful that we would work together.
Yeah, nice. Very beautiful.
And to round off this wonderful interpersonal Q&A that we all get to just focus and drive our energy towards you, there are many wonderful reveals in the recent trailer. I like to think that Vincent was one of them. Yeah. But the real star of that trailer would have to be the segue. What was the impetus, the inspiration?
I've seen the memes and the fan art. It is crazy.
Bronco in the highway. Why is the segue so important?
Oh my god. I love it when there's Cloud and Tidus, Cecil, and Furion riding behind him. I saw that fan and I went ape shit over it.
結構ワールドマップの探索にはチョコボを使うんですよ。なのでせっかくこうリゾート地に行ったのになんかその中でチョコボに乗りたくないじゃないですか。なので何かこうリゾートっぽいこう開放感のあるような乗り物がないかなっていう時にまさにセグウェイのような我々ウィリーって呼んでるんですけどっていう乗り物にたどり着いたっていうやっぱりこのゲームってやっぱりこうシリアスとコミカルがこう混ざっているのがこう非常に好まれるので、まさにクラウドがこうウィリーに乗っているこうものは非常にこう皆さんに注目されて非常に嬉しかったです。
So, in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you may be spending a lot of time adventuring through the world map on a chocobo, but thinking about Costa del Sol, which is a resort town, it may be a little odd or cumbersome to be on the chocobo, and I really want people to have fun navigating around this place. I was like, what's a new and exciting way to get around this place? This two-wheeled Segway-like vehicle had come to mind, and of course throughout the Final Fantasy series we just have this theme of sort of having a serious undertone with these very comical elements interspersed throughout, and the sight of Cloud riding it is just really funny, and I'm happy that this vehicle's getting noticed.
Well, friends, it looks like we're just about out of time for this panel. Before we finish up, though, I want to ask Hamaguchi-san and the rest of the panel here, are there any final thoughts that you want to leave the wonderful audience, both here and at home, with? Anyone?
Yeah! Woo! You guys are going to be absolutely blown away by this game. It is so expansive, it is so amazing. Now that you get to get out of Midgar and explore the world, it's going to be so incredible. I think you guys are going to absolutely fall in love with it.
Visually, audibly, play-wise, team attacks, you guys are going to have a blast. I told everyone, I hope you record your reactions and put them on social media so we can see them, because
I'll stream it for sure.
To see you guys having a great time playing this one.
I'm just so happy for all of us to be together and all of us to finally meet in this game.
And thank you guys all for coming. It's not easy to get here.
I think I speak for all of us and say, we really wouldn't be in this position. We wouldn't be able to make this game. We wouldn't be able to tell these stories without you guys, without the support and the genuine love that you provide. So as much as this is from you, thank us for being here. No, the reality is thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I love Final Fantasy.
It's a hell of a ride, so strap in.
そうですね、今日はもうこんな豪勢な声優の皆さんと、またコミコンにこのパネルに参加してくださった皆さんと非常に楽しい時間を過ごせて本当に光栄です。またファイナルファンタジー7リバースは2月29日発売です。まさかと思いますけど、皆さん予約してない人いないですよね。皆さん一緒に盛り上げていきましょう。Thank you.
It's an absolute honor to be here at ComicCon today with you all, with the greatest voice actor and everyone on the panel here today. I had so much fun, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will be released on February 29th, and I don't think there's anyone out here who hasn't pre-ordered it yet, right?
I already pre-ordered that deluxe edition.
Look forward to it. Let's make it a great game. Thank you so
Let's
much.
hope after this we'll get part 3 and then we'll get 10-3 afterwards.
So enjoy the heck out of New York ComicCon. Love you all. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for joining us right here in the main stage.
Woo!
Of New York ComicCon. Exit from this panel is going to be through the doors at the back of the room.
I cannot wait for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.